Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day and a wonderful life, of course. In today's video, I'm going to unbox and review the bigme b1051c. I think it's safe to say that a lot of people were expecting a better rollout with the Kindles that dropped at the end of last year. I know there was some that were hopeful about getting a scribe with color, but as always, Amazon dropped the ball, so I was super happy to try out my very first 10.3-inch e-ink tab. This was sent out for me to try out, but as always, I'ma keep it real. I got the keyboard cover bundle, which comes with a magnetic pen and case, and of course the keyboard cover. The ultra thin design comes at only 5.5 millimeters and it's powered by Dimensity 900, which means it's pretty strong when handling games like Genshin, but I'm not giving y'all the green light to play that on this device. It comes pre-installed with Android 15 OS and it features Kaleido 3. The PPI for color is still 150 and black and white 300. bigme has other versions like the Pro, Light, and in plain black and white, but I would refrain from getting the light black and white version because the PPI is 227 rather than 300 for some reason. I'll leave their page down below where you can see the spec comparison between all the different b1051 versions. So it seems like I got the regular version, which comes with 128 gigabytes of storage, but you can add up to 12 terabytes of storage thanks to the SD slot. It has Bluetooth and speakers that are pretty mid, but I don't expect top of the line speakers from these devices no matter the brand, which is okay for me. It also has a rear camera for document scanning, a microphone, and a fingerprint scanner on the power button, which I need on all my e-ink devices in the future. The battery capacity is 3700, which is more than half of the b1051c, but I mean, this is a bigger device and it has a stronger CPU. All of my Android e-ink devices typically last me a week, but this one gives me a couple of days more when I'm strictly reading, of course. As y'all have seen, it came with the included case, stylus, and screen film that I'll apply in a bit. I do like the fact that the keyboard case comes with a how-to guide, because somehow, knowing me, I would have dinged the sides up. To be completely honest, I don't really use this case only because I strictly read manhwa and a few novels, but I'll show y'all how cool it looks later on. I do want to preface that these 10-inch and up e-ink tablets are costly compared to the smaller ones I've tried so far. These are more powerful than the Kindle Scribe, but sometimes tend to cost more, so please keep that in mind. As always, I'm just gonna quickly set it up, which is easy to do. The only thing that takes forever is when you update it. It took me 30 minutes off camera once I downloaded all the apps I needed. Once you select your language, time, and such, you'll be greeted with a user guide for the homepage. When you first click on each tab, you'll also get a pop-up on how to navigate each tab. I always get asked how I download apps. Maybe it's because those comments come from Apple users, but it's literally the same as the App Store. If you're in the Apple ecosystem, it's just as easy in the Play Store. Now, I do have an occurring issue with different devices. My favorite manhwa app besides Manta is tyfw. It's not compatible with a lot of devices for some reason, but I went on the web on this device and downloaded an APK file. The main apps I'll be using besides those two will be the Kindle app, Audible, Webtoon, and Shonen Jump. Libby, Everand, Goodreads, and Fable work on this device as well. To sign into said apps, everything will work and look just the same as if you were using your phone or tablet. Okay, so here we are about 2 weeks later since I last unboxed this. I get asked a lot about how I'm able to customize the home screen on my bigme devices, so I'll go ahead and add the tutorial I made for IG and TikTok a while back. So you'll need to download a launcher. The launcher that I like to use is called Smart Launcher. Then you're going to hit enable and then open. Get started, read the terms and conditions, continue. I just leave that as is. And then click on whatever you want the app to access. And then later on, you can change this to whatever wallpaper you use. And I use the free version, so X. We're gonna set as default, Smart Launcher, and boom. You're able to add your own wallpapers. I'm going to keep the regular UI that comes with the books Go Color 7 because I like the clean look on it. For the bigme, I did end up customizing it the way that I wanted to. I changed the icon packs and all of that on here. Just press and hold on the time and you'll be able to change the color and widget. If you're ever thrown back to the regular UI, just click on Smart Launcher again, and it will take you right back. When you touch the wallpaper, you'll be greeted with all of this here, and this is where you can change more things on it, like the global appearance. This is where you can change the icon. And here I had to download a icon pack from the Play Store. So same thing, you can change the fonts, the grid properties to make it either bigger or smaller, and it will look exactly the same on the books page or any Android e-reader that you decide to buy or try out. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Some cool features that the b1051c has is the free voice-to-text for meetings, OCR intelligence that supports formulas, graphics, and tables recognition, file sharing, free bigme GPT 4.0, and my favorite feature is the built-in reader that supports over 20 different ebook and image formats. As mentioned earlier, I've been a huge fan of the built-in reader that bigme and Books has on their devices. I use a cable and connect it to my PC since I have a lot of books saved from the web or Amazon, which thanks to Calibre, I can transfer those books over to any e-reader now. Personally, I like annotating on bigme tabs because it has a feature I can toggle on and off, which makes sure not to turn the page when I'm making notes. But before I show y'all all that, I wanted to show the colors when reading manga and manhwa. As I mentioned several times, Kaleido 3 isn't there yet when it comes to the vividness of the colors. I have found that you can tweak the color brightness in the e-ink center, which I'll show y'all in a bit. I either have my screen settings on normal, but I found that I like custom mode when I'm reading manhwa. I change up the full refresh frequency between 1 to 3, which makes the experience better for me. The only missing feature is being able to actually write in the Notes app like the Scribe. It's not a big issue for me though, but it would be greatly appreciated. There's also lots of colors and pens to choose from. It's pretty easy to navigate, you just have to mess around with the features. I like the Contents tab where I can always go back and check my annotations, bookmarks, etc. The built-in Reader app allows you to change the format of the letters, the color, contrast, and you're even able to split the screen where you can search the web or write some extra notes. My most used app on a lot of these Android e-readers is for sure the Kindle app. I can't break out of the ecosystem just yet. I started my December darling at the end of December last year, but I was 90% in and I had to DNF. It was such a boring story and I didn't understand the hype at all. And this is coming from someone that loves Lauren Asher's books. I also came out from a 5-star read, so that might have set my expectations high as well. The AO3 app works, but I decided to just read from the web. I honestly really want to dive into fanfics again, so if anybody has any recommendations, please let me know. I was using Fable for about a month because of the way that it looked. Felt like it was more organized and it looked more aesthetically pleasing, but I recently found out that they used AI to do the yearly wrap, and it was very much giving anti-black and ableist, so I think I'm gonna hold off. Okay, now it's time for me to do some side-by-side comparisons. I noticed that the b1051c has the dimmest screen out of all the e-readers I've tried so far. It's not something you notice unless you're comparing it like me. I actually ended up regifting this to my good Judy for the holidays because I needed someone to show it some love since I was caught up with my other e-readers. Thanks to these tabs and the Kobo Libra, I've gone to realize that I'm not a big fan of annotating. I'm fine with a few scribbles here and there, but I'm a true highlighting queen through and through. My writing is too big and messy to have pretty annotations anyways, so I decided to hang it up flat screen. I know some of y'all are wondering what's the difference between both of them. The only main three things that are different is the lack of side buttons for the b1051c, the size of course, and the stronger CPU. The size of the b1051c isn't for the faint of heart and isn't my go-to because of the size, but whenever I want to read my manga and manhwa, I tend to grab this one a bit more because of the big screen. I think one of the main things that bigme is missing is clear cases for all their devices. Before I received this, I went to watch some scribe videos and loved how everyone decorated and added a few pop sockets on the back. So bigme, please release some clear cases for those of us that like to decorate our devices. Out of all the color e-readers I have, my favorite one is still the Books Go Color 7 because of the size, the side buttons, and how lightweight it feels. I have a dedicated video on this e-reader as well, plus I also did a side-by-side comparison with the Kobo Libra where I showed the reasoning why I like annotating on the Books Go Color 7 better than the Kobo Libra color. Even though the b1051c isn't as dim as the other tabs, next to other e-ink devices you can tell the difference. I can't really say it's a huge con because with the Kobo Libra color, I was struggling reading at night because that's when I mainly read, FYI. Since the brightness was extremely bright even in warm light mode, reading in dark mode made it a bit better, but at this point I wasn't a huge fan of reading in dark mode since 2018. But things have changed, and I'll let you know why in a few videos from now. So that's enough of comparisons. I am tired. Let me know what y'all think about the new b1051c from bigme, and please help me spread the good word on getting clear cases for the devices. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching another cozy-ish unboxing and review session with me. Please stay safe and take care of yourselves. See you on the next one. Deuces.